Nominated by President Biden, our next guest was confirmed by the Senate and sworn in as the 11th Secretary of Veterans Affairs on February the 9th, 2021. He previously served as White House Chief of Staff for President Obama. During the confirmation hearings for his current position, he said, "There is no more sacred obligations nor noble undertaking than to uphold our promises to our veterans, whether they came home decades ago or days ago." His leadership and advocacy were important factors in the passage and enactment of the Sergeant First Class Heath Robinson Honoring Our Pact Act, which will indeed help VA and our country uphold the promises made to our veterans. Please give a warm welcome to the Honorable Secretary of Veterans Affairs, Denis R. McDonough.
Good morning, everyone, and what a terrific showing by the American Legion, by Legionnaires. Commander Dilliard, Paul, thank you for that kind introduction, and more importantly, for your courageous service in Vietnam and your devotion to veterans and their families in these decades since. Auxiliary President Kathy Dodestal, good morning, and thank you for lifting up America's hidden heroes, veterans caregivers, Commander Mike Fox, and all the sons of the American Legion. Congratulations on your 50th National Convention and your 90th birthday. And Shannon, good to see you. Good to see that you escaped the Beltway for a few days. I really appreciate you and your partnership. There are so many here deserving of recognition, deserving of our deep gratitude, but none more deserving than America's veterans. You Legionnaires and your families, caregivers, and survivors, my deepest thanks to all of you for your service, your selflessness, and your courage. You are the heart of this country, and you're the heart of everything we do at VA. And it's always, always inspiring to be with you. And it's especially nice to be back up in this neck of the woods, not too far from my old stomping grounds in Stillwater, Minnesota, about 250 miles west of here. As a young man back in 1988, which seems like yesterday, although doesn't look like yesterday, I played Legion baseball in Bayport, Minnesota, for Post 491. And coming to a baseball town like this one, so close to home, I'm reminded of the legends of Legion baseball and what has given this country, like Navy vet Bob Feller, Ted Williams, Navy vet of World War II, Marine vet in Korea. And since we're in Milwaukee, we can't forget the 1964 American Legion Baseball Player of the Year, Army vet, Hall of Famer, and Brewer alumnus, Raleigh Fingers. And pitching these days for the Brew Crew is Brandon Woodruff, who played American League Baseball for Post 49 in Tupelo. Winning pitcher against the Cubs on Saturday, in fact, and beating the Cubs is it's not that big a deal, actually. It's often said that there's nothing more American than baseball. But the American Legion damn sure gives baseball a run for its money. My point here is that Legion baseball is just one of the so many ways that you are part of the very fabric of this country. And the contributions the Legion has made to veterans and this country over the years is incalculable. Planting the seed that grew into the Department of Veterans Affairs that we have today. Giving vets and families the GI Bill of Rights that fueled the greatest generation and is still investing in our country's future. Over $410 billion in GI Bill education benefits to 27 million vets and their families, and that's just so far. And as the past year demonstrates, the Legion is fighting harder and harder for vets, from zeroing out Legion's nearly 5,000 legacy appeals claims to buddy checks during the pandemic, which touched well over 234,000 vets at a time when they needed that compassionate outreach the most, to the nearly 5,000 vets you helped get jobs, to the more than $700,000 in legacy scholarships and nearly $500,000 in national scholarships for the next generation of great Americans. Now, I could go on, and you know, but the bottom line is this. The American Legion, well, you're awesome. Some of our nation's premier advocates for vets, their families, and really for all Americans. So I thank you for all you've done, for your partnership, and for all I know that you'll keep doing in the future. Now, I want to talk today about what we've done at VA over the past year since I saw you last, and what we're going to do over the next year to deliver for vets. I know that it hasn't been an easy year for anyone, but that just means that our shared mission has never been more important than it is right now. And I'm proud to say that together with the American Legion, we're stepping up for vets, and we're delivering. Since the president took office, we've delivered more care and more benefits to more veterans than any time in our nation's history. When it comes to delivering the benefits that vets have earned and deserved, we're processing veteran claims faster than ever before. And we've worked together to get the claims backlog down to the lowest total in years. When it comes to honoring vets with the lasting resting place they deserve, we're now providing almost 94% of vets with access to burial sites within 75 miles of their homes. And we've expanded our Veterans Legacy Memorial Program, which keeps veteran stories alive long after they're gone, to about 4.5 million vets. When it comes to providing world-class health care to veterans and their families, study after study shows that we're delivering better health outcomes for veterans than the private sector, which is why 90% of vets now trust us to deliver their care. And when it comes to advocating for vets, with your support, the president's leading the way by making veterans a core part of his unity agenda, something that we can all agree on, no matter what our party, including securing the biggest budget proposal for vets in VA history, delivering the first toxic exposure presumptives for vets who have fought our wars for the past 30 years, and most importantly, signing, with Paul Dillard right there over his shoulder, the historic PACT Act into law. And look, all that work, every bit of it, adds up to the one statistic that will always matter most: veterans' lives saved, veterans' lives improved by the work that we, VA and American Legion, do together. We've made these strides for vets by asking ourselves three core questions every day we come to work, every time we make a decision, and every time we set a goal. First, are we putting vets at the center of everything we do? That means making VA easy for vets to use, with projects like new VA mobile apps that give vets access to their benefits right there on their phones. It means making sure that every pathway into VA is a front door to all VA services, so vets can access all that we have to offer, all that they have earned. And it means making sure that we're delivering for vets on time, every time, through projects like claims automation, which is cutting claims processing for certain conditions from several months to several days. The second question we ask ourselves is, are we improving outcomes for veterans with everything we do? That means timely access to world-class care, health care, earned benefits, and the lasting resting places that vets deserve, no matter what. Because vets, not us, are the ultimate judges of our success. And the third question we ask ourselves goes back to something that President Biden charged VA to do on the day I was sworn in. He said, your job description's simple: He says, you got to fight like hell for vets, their families, caregivers, and survivors. Fight like hell. So we use that charge, that question to guide us every day. Are we doing everything we can for those who fought for us? That's our North Star. That's how we've gotten where we are, and that's how we'll get where we're going for vets, their families, caregivers, and survivors. Let me give you a couple of examples. First, we're fighting like hell to maximize access to world-class care for vets across America. That's why we will stop at nothing to make sure that veterans have the best possible experience wherever they access VA care, at home, in the community, or at the VA. For those getting their care at home, we're meeting vets where they are by doubling down on telehealth and teleappeals. We're also supporting our caregivers, who are critical to helping veterans age at home, by expanding the program of comprehensive assistance this October to cover every generation of veteran. And by changing our policies to allow even more veterans and their caregivers into the program so they get the support they need, the support you've earned. For vets who are getting care in the community, we're making sure that their experiences are as timely and seamless as possible, so they get care they need wherever they live, when they need it. And for those getting their care directly from VA, we're going to modernize our facilities, as we just talked about in the backstage, because vets in the 21st century should not be forced to receive care in early 20th century buildings. Instead, we need to build a VA healthcare system with the right facilities in the right places to provide the right care in every part of the country, including our rural community. And that's exactly what we're going to do. And look, the bottom line with access is the same as ever. Vets who receive their care at VA do better. Our VA clinicians know veterans, in many cases are veterans, and there is nobody better at caring for veterans than they are. Just look at the statistics. Vets who come to the VA emergency rooms by ambulance are 20% more likely to survive in the following 30 days than those who were transported to private hospitals. 20%. So please, whenever vets come to you asking where they should get their care, send them to us. Because I promise you, we're going to get them the world-class care that they've earned. Next, we're fighting like hell to end veteran homelessness, a phrase that I believe should not exist in America. Our focus here is on two simple goals: getting vets into homes and preventing them from falling into homelessness in the first place. And we're making progress, real progress. Last October, for example, we set two ambitious goals to address veteran homelessness in LA, where there are more homeless vets than anywhere else in America. The first goal was to get all of the roughly 40 homeless veterans living on Veterans Row, a homeless encampment outside our hospital in West LA, into housing. The second was to get 500 vets in LA into housing by the end of the year, making sure they were home for the holidays. I'm proud to say that with your help, we not only accomplished those goals, we exceeded them. And that was just the beginning. Nationwide this year, we're going to get 38,000 veterans into homes. 38,000 veterans. We're not going to try to do it. We're not going to take our best shot at doing it. With your help, we're going to do it. In fact, 3/4 of the way through the year now, we've permanently housed 22,500 homeless vets, on track to meet, if not exceed, that goal. And look, as we continue to get this done, we'll be driving hard on prevention too, by increasing the housing supply, by making existing housing more affordable, and by getting every veteran the wraparound services, mental health care, substance abuse disorder care, that they need. Because no veteran should be homeless in the country they fought to defend, not one, and we will deliver for them together. Third, here we are on the eve, as we just discussed backstage, of National Suicide Prevention Month. And we're fighting like hell to prevent veteran suicide. And I appreciate so deeply the work of the Legion on this issue. And I know that you'll be delving into this topic a little bit later. You've seen VA's most recent report on veteran suicides in 2019. That's the most recent year we have data for. A couple big things stand out to me from that report. First, more than 6,000 veterans died by suicide in 2019. It's devastating, unacceptable. And this is why the work that you do and we do is so critical. But that report also reminded me of something else, which is that suicide prevention is possible, that there is hope. Because there were 399 fewer veteran suicides in 2019 than there had been in 2018, the biggest decrease in 20 years. That's 399 vets who are alive today getting a second chance at life. Nothing matters more than that. So we're looking to build on that momentum together by providing first-of-their-kind grants to suicide prevention organizations on the ground in communities where communities know their vets and what they need best. By rolling out 988, the new National Suicide Prevention Lifeline that connects vets quickly and directly to the Veteran Crisis Line by dialing 988, then pressing 1. By continuing to offer mental health sessions to vets who want them, making sure that they get their mental health care exactly when they need it, where they want it, and not a second later. By ramping up our lethal means safety efforts to prevent warning signs from turning into tragedies, and much, much more, including supporting the Legion and Be the One. And let me just say how grateful I am for your Be the One campaign. It empowers everyone to save the life of a vet who may be at risk. Because it will make a difference. I know it will make a difference. I have seen it make a difference. A few weeks ago, I spoke with a veteran named Amanda Barbosa. Amanda's been through a lot. And at what she remembers as the lowest point of her life, she came to the VA clinic at Fort Benning. She said, VA saved my life and turned it around completely. Well, today, Amanda's doing great. She's powerful, she's striving. There's nothing more important than that. And what's so incredibly beautiful about Amanda's journey is that she's now devoted to saving other veterans' lives. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Suicide prevention is the Legion's #1 priority. And at VA, we're right there with you. It is our top clinical priority, bar none. And together, we're going to keep saving vets' lives, help them not only survive, but to thrive, just like Amanda Barbosa is doing. Fourth, we're continuing to fight like hell to make sure that all vets feel welcome and safe at VA. Not some vets, all vets. That means getting women vets, our fastest growing cohort of vets, the care they've earned and the care they deserve. Means making sure that LGBTQ plus vets feel supported and well served by every part of VA. It means investigating, identifying, and eliminating any racial disparities that exist at VA, setting up processes to prevent them in the future. It means helping non-citizen vets stay in the US, where they belong, and making sure that eligible deported vets or vets living overseas have access to VA benefits. And it means delivering care and benefits to those with other than honorable discharges too. Because at VA, we don't just serve some vets. We serve all vets. And for too long, too many vets who have fought around the world to protect our rights and freedoms, my rights and freedoms, have had to fight brutal battles here at home for their own rights and freedoms. But at VA, those battles are over. They're over. No veteran is going to have to fight to get the quality care and benefits they've earned, no matter where they are, who they are, whether they live in a rural community or in a city, where they're from, or who they love. And last, but in no way least, we're fighting like hell to deliver for toxic exposed veterans. You know, Commander Dillard testified to Congress earlier this year that the purpose of the American Legion is to ensure our vets aren't forgotten after the fighting is over. Paul, you're standing by those words. You're living those words. American Legion is standing by those words. And as a result of that commitment and your actions behind it, the actions of everybody in this hall, you helped see to it that the PACT Act made it to the President's desk and became law that will deliver care and benefits to millions of toxic exposed veterans and their survivors. Listen, so many of you know from your own first-hand experience that while vets were out fighting for us, many were breathing in toxic fumes from burn pits and other sources. And then months, maybe even years later, developed conditions that followed you home from war, that impacted your lives. In too many cases, took the lives of those you served alongside and loved long after the guns fell silent. Now it's our job as a nation to provide you, your families, your survivors with the benefits and care for those conditions. With American Legion's enduring strong support, that's exactly what we're doing. It's a monumental moment for you, for VA, and most importantly, for all the vets we serve. Because with this new law, VA has recognized that more than 20 new presumptions of service connection for toxic exposure-related conditions. So vets living with those conditions will get the care and the benefits they deserve. We'll bring generations of new vets into VA healthcare and increase the healthcare benefits of many more. And that will result in better health outcomes across the board. We'll deliver benefits to more survivors of vets who pass away from toxic exposure, and we'll invest in our workforce and infrastructure to deliver those additional services. We just talked backstage about a new outpatient clinic in rural Iowa. Well, this new law will help us modernize 31 more VA healthcare clinics. All told, this is one of the biggest expansions of VA benefits in history. That's a great thing, a great thing. And it would not have happened without your hard work, without the American Legion's hard work. But like anything else of this importance and magnitude, implementing it and executing it won't be easy. So we're going to continue relying on your help, especially in communicating to Legionnaires and all your fellow vets what this new law means for them and their families. So please, share these messages with any veteran or survivor you know. First, we at VA want veterans and survivors to apply for their PACT Act benefits right now. Right now. August 11th, the day after the PACT Act was signed into law, our all-time high for online disability compensation claims was met. And we need to build on that momentum. Keep breaking records for vets. Second, and I want to be very clear on this point because it's an important one, the conditions in the PACT Act were supposed to take effect over the next few years, but we're not going to do that. Veterans have waited too long for this care and these benefits already, and we're not going to make them wait any longer. So instead of phasing in the conditions over the coming years, we're making all conditions outlined in the PACT Act presumptive August 10th, the day Paul Dillard stood on the riser with the president in the state dining room, and he signed the bill. all presumptives operative as of August 10th. And VA will begin processing PACT Act benefits on January 1st, which is the earliest possible date. Third, any veteran, family member, or survivor can learn about the PACT Act at va.gov/PACT or calling 1-800-MY-VA-411. That's va.gov/PACT and 1-800-MY-VA-411. 1-800-698-2411. So that's exactly what every veteran needs to know about the PACT Act. And we will really need your help communicating it, because we want every veteran, every single veteran, to get the care they need and the benefits they deserve, the benefits they have earned. And we will not rest until they do. So, from access to ending homelessness to suicide prevention to the PACT Act, that's where we're going. That's how we're going to fight like hell for vets, their families, caregivers, and survivors. And remember Amanda Barbosa, whom I mentioned a minute ago. One of the millions of vets we're all fighting for. I'll close by sharing the rest of her story. Today, Amanda's well, healthy, strong, and she's fighting like hell for her husband, Raphael, and for millions of vets like him. You see, Raphael's a Marine vet and an Army vet. He's one of the vets exposed to toxins when he was deployed to Afghanistan, to Iraq, and Kuwait. Just 2 years after he was honorably discharged, Raphael and his family were hit with some devastating news. Raphael got a cancer diagnosis. Well, Amanda started caring for Raphael, filed his VA claim, and 3 weeks later, they had a decision. 100% service connection. But for Amanda, her fight didn't end there. She saw other battles ahead, battles for millions of vets like Raphael who may have been exposed to toxins. She'll tell you that that's what she learned advocating for Raphael, and that's made her a stronger, better advocate for vets. And with her strength, her fortitude, her unyielding devotion to vets, she's done amazing work. In fact, I first met Amanda at the U.S. Capitol earlier this month. She's one of those tough-as-nails vets who was spending nights on the steps of Congress, enduring the oppressive heat, humidity, and pounding thunderstorms until the PACT Act passed the Senate. And I saw her again at the White House when President Biden signed the PACT Act. Met her and Raphael's 13-year-old son, Walker, who was as excited about the PACT Act as just about anybody because of what it means for vets' kids. And as Amanda sees it, it's her great privilege to stand with vets and their families to help save lives just like you do at the American Legion every single day. It's my privilege to know Amanda, to have met her. And it's my privilege and my honor to know you, to stand with all of you, and to fight for you, and to fight for our vets. Commander Dillard, thanks for the kind invitation. And from the bottom of my heart and on behalf of every vet we serve, my thanks for all you do for helping make sure that vets like Amanda and Raphael receive the care and benefits they've earned and deserve, because together it's our job to serve vets every bit as well as they've served us. God bless you all. God bless our nation's service members, our veterans, their families, caregivers, and survivors. Thank you.